girls, welcome to Storytime with Pastor Steve.
Today's story comes from my big book of Bible stories. Today's story is Adam and Eve.
By the sound of his voice in the still of the night, long before the first whisper of darkness or light, on a wee tiny shiny blue ball out of space, God began an amazing, mysterious place. For with hands never heard and with eyes never seen, God created a garden, silent and green, then filled it with things that hum, bubble, and buzz, full of all that there is, ever would be, or was. But something was missing, someone or some who, so God reached down into the muck and the goo, and there with a handful of soggy wet sod, from a squishy wet wee waterloggy brown clod, from the dust and the dirt, from the muck and the clay, God created the very first man on that day. And that man who God made from the dust and debris, yes, that made out of muddy brown muck man is me. And God breathed and said, Adam, and pow I arose. Then he washed off my hands and untangled my toes, and said, pick up your clippers and haul out the hose. Go take care of my garden and see that it grows. So I watered the lilies, I fluffed up the flowers, I patted the bunnies for hours and hours. But oh, I was lonely as lonely can be. Not one bunny or bee was as lonely as me. For as often as I say, and as everyone knows, every guy needs a girl everywhere that he goes. So one night as I snuggled all soft in my bed, as sweet visions and dreams danced around in my head, God knelt down and he plucked out a rib from my side, and he made me my very own beautiful bride. Well, I looked at that girl and my heart went kerthump. My poor throat crimped and crinkled up into a lump. But I reached out my hand and she reached out hers too. It was love first, how do you do? Wow, do you do? And right there in the night we embraced and we kissed. Then we both heard God's voice. We both heard him say this. I am God, I am one. I am faithful and true. I made all of this stuff just for you and for you. You may fill up your tummies with gladness and glee, with the yummy good fruit found on any old tree. But whatever you hear and whatever you do, you must never, not ever chomp, nibble, or chew on the juicy, pink fruit of this tree, not at all. If you eat from this tree, if you dare to or try, on the day that you do, you will both surely die. So we did what God said. Yes, we did what we should, because God was our God, and oh boy, was God good. We both giggle and play every night and each day, till we met up with old you-know-who, as they say. He slid down that tree with a flippery thump, then he curled up his rump into a leathery lump, and he slithered right up to my sweet little wife, and with 4 little words that snake ruined our life. Did God really say, hissed that slobbery slug, you must never gulp, nibble, chomp, gobble, or glug from that yummy pink fruit found on every good tree in my beautiful Garden of Eden, did he? It's a joke, it's a trick, it's a fib and a lie. Go ahead, eat the fruit, you will not surely die. Eve looked at that fruit and you know it looked good. And for one tiny second she thought that she could just go right on ahead and just do her own thing. As if God wasn't there, as if God didn't care, as if God wasn't God every day, everywhere. So she did eat it. She ate it, then I ate too. And the very next half a split second, we knew. I looked up at Eve, and then Eve looked at me. Then Eve started to scream, and I started to flee. For I noticed her toe, then she noticed my knee. So she jumped in a bush, and I ran up a tree. And right then and right there, as we quivered and quaked, we both knew we'd been tricked by that sneaky old snake. But we did what we did, and we knew we were wrong. And we knew that God knew, so it wouldn't be long, till we both have to face him, and face him we would. And we knew he'd remove us from Eden for good. And that's just what God did, but we gave him no choice. Our hearts were both fooled by that sneaky snake's voice. The devil's a liar. He always will be. So whatever you hear and whatever you do and whatever that snake tries to get you to do, please remember God's love and remember our sin. There's only one God. Listen only to him.
We'll see you next time. Bye. God bless you.